Hey guys, so today I am back with another video and it is going to be about my trip to Yosemite, and it actually was very recent, so I remember it pretty clearly and honestly it was something I can't forget anyways, so yeah, and it was really like life-changing, honestly. Like, it's so beautiful there, and some things did go wrong, but it is okay because lesson is learned. But yeah, I'm just gonna tell you guys about my trip to Yosemite and tips and tricks that you guys should know before you go to Yosemite and just everything like that. So first, I'm gonna tell you guys about my trip to Yosemite and how it went and how I planned it out and everything. So I had planned out a trip to Yosemite on my laptop a while back before I actually was like really gonna go, and I just made it for fun. I never thought I was gonna go to Yosemite and like follow through on that road trip that I made. But I showed my boyfriend and we decided that we actually did want to go, and we made it a thing and saved up the money for it and just planned it out. And originally we were gonna go to Yosemite for like 2 days, and then the other 2 days we were gonna head down to LA. But that is not how it went. We ended up staying in Yosemite for 2 days and then not going to LA at all. But it is definitely more complicated than that. But yeah, how I planned it out basically is I just used the Yosemite website and the Yosemite app, and tickets were so hard to get. Not all of the national parks are doing this, but Yosemite's is. You have to buy the tickets in advance online. You can't like go up to the gate anymore and just buy a ticket there, and they're only letting in a few good amount of people, so that's why you have to buy the ticket online before. And it's only $35, I believe, and that's good for 7 days, so you can get in the park for 7 days for $35. But yeah, we bought ours in advance, so I went on like July 10th, I think, and I had to buy the tickets at like 7 a.m. on July 8th, so that was very stressful. But I got them. It was so good. I'm so glad I got them. I got them at the last second. But yeah, if you are trying to get Yosemite tickets, all I have to say is wake up early and have the page ready and open when the tickets release, and they release 2 days before if you get that set of tickets. Before that, I'm not sure when they release, but yeah. So that's about the tickets. After that, I didn't really have to do anything else except for get the food we were gonna eat, and as for places that we stayed the night, we did not stay inside of Yosemite. We stayed outside of Yosemite. But for the first night, we stayed for free at a random campsite that was like literally 5 minutes away from Yosemite. I believe it was called Snow Meadow. I'm not sure. Or I think Goat Meadow, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure. That's where we stayed, and there was lots of other people staying there for free as well. And yeah, but another thing I want to bring up for the Yosemite is the bear boxes. So if you don't know what that is, basically they say if you're staying overnight in Yosemite or near Yosemite, that you should put your food in bear boxes because the bears will come in your car and eat the food. So we had a lot of food. We had food for 4 days, so we had to put it in a bear box and then leave it there and go to our free campsite, which wasn't a problem because it was only 5 minutes away. But yeah, it was totally fine, and I definitely recommend doing that. We didn't put all of our food in the bear box because we had these odorless bags, so we put basically all of our snacks in the odorless bags, and then we had the like cooler food and stuff like that in the bear box so that it was safe and everything. But yeah, and they're super easy to figure out, like how to lock and unlock, and it's just a metal box and you put your food in it, and it can fit a lot of food, and there's millions like all over Yosemite. So yeah, that's everything about bear boxes and that. But going back into where we stayed, the first night we stayed for free at the Goat Meadow place, and then the second night we actually got an Airbnb, but this is where it started to go down. So we got everything together on the first night. We put our stuff in the bear box, we slept there, we woke up, and we went to Yosemite. The next night we got to our Airbnb, and it was super cute. We got a trailer Airbnb, and I'll put a picture right here if you guys want to see. But it was really nice. It was in Coarse Gold, California, so it was only like 30 minutes away from Yosemite. And it was fine when we got there. The guy like greeted us and everything, and we unpacked all of our stuff into the like trailer thing with, like, I don't know how to explain it, you guys will see from the pictures. But yeah, so everything was fine and we were gonna stay there, but we had to go get ice, so we left the trailer to go get ice, and we come back and there was ants everywhere, like all over our bed and the kitchen in the Airbnb, and just everywhere in the Airbnb. And we were like, what the heck? Because we didn't even bring our food in there. There was like no food in there except for what like the people had left in there. There was like butter and like coffee and almond milk, like that was it. So there was ants literally everywhere, and we couldn't sleep there, and it was already like 10 o'clock at night because we had went to Yosemite all day, and the lady said we could check in like super late when we got back from Yosemite, and that's what we did, and then left to go get ice, so it was even later, and like we literally could not go and stay anywhere because it was already so late by the time we were leaving, and we had to pack everything back up inside of the car. So we were freaking out. This is like when it all goes bad, and it's like 10 o'clock at night. It took us to like 11 to repack the car, and then we finally left and had no idea where we were going because I looked at like countless hotels that were near us, and anyone near us was completely booked because it was Yosemite, and the closest city was Fresno, so we had to drive down to Fresno, and I even looked at hotels in Fresno and all of them were booked. So we're freaking out because Fresno, we were in a bad part of it and it was very scary. So at this point I had called my mom because I had no idea what to do, and it's like midnight now, and we still have no place to go. So she tries to like get us a hotel room as well, and she eventually did, and we finally get there, and it's like a really bad hotel in a really bad area, and there's like crackheads everywhere, like literally so scary, and we were like, no way are we staying here. So we got back in the car and we still had no place to stay. We were like, what are we gonna do? And eventually we were thinking about driving farther down in a city, because the next city I think was like, I'm not sure, Bakersfield I think. So we were gonna drive down that far, but it was like another 2 hours, and we were so exhausted because we just spent the day at Yosemite. So we had to drive like a little, and we literally stopped at a truck rest stop in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea where we were, and we set up the bed in the back the same night we set up the bed in the back exactly how we did when we stayed the first night in Yosemite and stayed in that campground. We just had like this bed in the back of our car, and we just set that up at the truck stop and slept for a few hours, and then just went back to Vegas because we didn't even want to go spend the day in LA because we got 3 hours of sleep. So we were just like, whatever, we can just go home, and we drove like 6 hours at like 6 in the morning home. And that was our trip, and honestly, I'm not even upset about it. Like, it was a fucking experience, and like, it was crazy as fuck, and like, so much more happened, but it's just like, I don't even remember it all. It was just crazy, like, but I'm not upset about it. It was definitely a lesson learned, and we got our money back for the Airbnb, of course, and the lady was like surprised that there was ants in it, but I don't know, they were everywhere. It was crazy. So yeah, that was my trip to Yosemite, and basically now I'm just gonna tell you guys some more tips about going to Yosemite and all that. So Yosemite actually was fun when we did go there, and it was so beautiful. My favorite places to see were Bridal Veil Falls. It was closed, so you couldn't like go on the actual trail, but you could still see the waterfall if you go a little bit on the trail. Okay, so my second favorite place was the Vernal, Nevada Falls hike, but I think if you take the Clark route, it's better. That's the one that we did, and it is so beautiful. We didn't make it up the whole hike because by that time we were like super tired, and it was like a 4-mile hike, and we were like, no way, no, because we had done a bunch of other hikes throughout the day as well. Another great place to see that I really liked was Mirror Lake. You can get some really nice pictures of like the mountains mirroring the lake there, and it is so beautiful, and you can actually swim in that lake as well. So yeah, those are my favorite places that we went. And as for other tips for Yosemite, if you are going to stay there, you have to also have like a camping reservation separately, and I have no idea how that works just because I didn't do it. And also for like the whole COVID-19 situation for Yosemite, for wearing a face mask, they say that they would like you to, but it's not required to wear it like everywhere, obviously, because why would you do that outside? But I did see a lot of people wearing them there. I personally did not wear one because I was hiking and I have breathing problems and I can't breathe like that. But yeah, if you just stay away from other people, you should be fine. Also, another thing to know is if you are going to do overnight hiking, you have to get a wilderness permit, and it's actually not as easy as it sounds. They actually like give you a place to stay every night, and you have to stay at that location, and you have to do the hikes that they say. So if you are interested in that, you can also get that on the Yosemite website, I believe. And there's also like other places to stay in Yosemite as well. I know there's like, I think lodges and cabins and stuff. I don't really know that much about that, but if you guys just look on the Yosemite website, I'm sure you can find it. Honestly, I'm not sure what other tips to give you guys other than just be careful and be aware of your surroundings when you're hiking, or if you're like staying in Yosemite. And yeah, just use the bear boxes. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Yosemite and basically my experience. and honestly just fucking enjoy it. It is so beautiful, and just take it all in. Like seriously, it is so beautiful. But yeah, that's where I'll leave you guys off. Let me know what other videos you guys want me to do down below, and I'm definitely going to be making more videos like this where I sit down and talk, and also travel videos and stuff to do with travel. So hopefully you guys like that, and I will see you guys in the next video.